and second best in the country over the last 2 years. They've won 29 of the last 31. Begs the question, you're playing a high-octane offense, but you're on your home floor. Does Missouri want to run tonight?
The key to any team that goes on the road, if you don't make shot, the home team's going to run. Last time out in this building, Missouri Tigers played Auburn. They put up 84 points. They shot 56% from the field, 47 beyond the three-point line. Missouri will want to run if they get the opportunities.
Well, Georgia's the best running team in the country. They lead the nation in fast break points per game with just a hair under 25. The Tigers control the tip. Anthony Robinson, the second, getting the start at point guard once again for Mizzou.
Man-to-man defensively for Georgia. They will switch everything. Good double team on Mitchell on the side. Turnover early.
And taken away by the Dogs. Here's Catchings. For a guard-heavy team that can really score, they've got some gravity inside in Santos Surreal. 6'11" sophomore offering a screen here for Wilkinson, their leading scorer. Great rotation, and he drills it.
Tom, I was here last year when Wilkinson was a freshman at Cal. He had 19 points in this building. He's very comfortable.
Tigers give it up. Kane makes him pay.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Georgia, great start on the road.
Dogs blitzed Arkansas at home the other day. They jumped out to an 11-0 lead and a 19-3 lead and held off the Razorbacks 90-76. It was their school record 19th 90-point game.
Keep an eye on all the switches by Georgia. Can Missouri find the mismatches when it happens?
Kane finds a rebound. He had a tremendous second half against Arkansas. Nobody stops him until Phillips gets a piece of it. It'll stay with Georgia.
Well, Mike White has a club that is well prepared for tonight. You saw him the last 2 ball games,
yep.
Tom.
And meanwhile, you just, as we look at their starting lineup, you saw Missouri last time out. They fell in a deep hole to LSU, down 10-0.
Yeah, LSU scored the first 10 points. Missouri did not shoot it well early. Got back in the game, but couldn't finish it off.
Contested 3 from the corner. Wilkinson playing with a lot of confidence with a hand in his face.
Usually the best thing when you play against a team that runs, that you can run also. Missouri's got shooters in Stone and Cruz that can run the floor, space out, try to find open looks.
Cannon Catchings picks up the personal foul. Dennis Gates trying to stay undefeated at home this season. At 12 wins against ranked opponents at Missouri. 2 wins so far this season.
And Dennis Gates would like his point guard, Ant Robinson, to kind of get back on track. Only played 2 minutes in the second half loss at LSU.
Good man. He grabs an assist on the feed to Mark Mitchell. What do you think is more important for Dennis Gates when it comes to Ant Robinson? Play on the offensive end or defensive end?
I think both sides. He wants him solid defensively because he's a great defensive player. But offensively, run the show, do what he's supposed to do, get the ball distributed to people, score when he has a chance.
Here's their leading scorer, Wilkinson. And Robinson harassing him. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Wilkinson gives him 18 points a game. He had 20 last time out for Mike White, including 4 of 10 from deep. Mike White just reinvented the playbook for Georgia once they finished in the transfer portal. And he realized how much team speed they had acquired. So he broke out some old binders from his time at La Tech and then his 3rd season at Florida, where they really ran well. So let's do it. Push the tempo.
Well, you love the addition of certain players, and I think Ross, who just missed that one, is a big addition because of his point guard skill.
Off of Georgia and back to Mizzou. Georgia forces 15.5 turnovers a game thanks to better than 9 steals a game. Here's Robinson guarded by Wilkinson, who looked like he was waiting for a trap.
Usually the matchup against Missouri, when you watch a defensive team, how do they handle Mark Mitchell? Not a great outside shooter, but a solid scorer around the rim.
Georgia switches a lot. Mike White said that's part of the plan against Mitchell. Right now, Catchings is glued to him. Cruz with 2 to shoot. Phillips is going to have to put it up, and he's late.
Solid defensive stop by this Georgia Bulldog team.
Already the 3rd turnover for Dennis Gates' squad. against a Georgia offense which knows how to take advantage of it. Wilkinson has 8 20-point games this season. He can heat up in a hurry, but he's missed his last couple. Offensive rebound. Santos Surreal is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Now, we have seen Surreal do this all season long. If you don't put a body on him, he is going to attack the glass. A great shot block on the defensive end, but offensively, he is going to attack. Obviously, he does not shoot the ball much except around the rim and dunks and feeds. He'll go to the free throw line tonight.
He's got one shot outside 6 feet this season. It was a fadeaway as they tried to beat the shot clock, but otherwise second in the country in dunks. 53% from the free throw line. That doesn't look like 53, does it?
Pretty smooth there. But if I'm blocking out, I'm expecting to miss if you know the percentages.
Yeah, Mike White told us about his rotation. He is true to it, especially in the first half, and divvies up a ton of minutes. They've got 11 players averaging 13 minutes a game. And we got our first look at Smurf Millinder into the contest.
And the great part about that for players, Tom, they know when they're going in. They know how long they're staying, how hard they can play, 4-minute spurt.
All 7 for Georgia have come off of Missouri turnovers. 3-on-2 after the press was broken. And Stone picks it up. Tigers are set.
And Stone has not had any look so far on the offensive end.
Back from injury around the new year. Here's Cruz for 3, and he rips the net on his first try. He only had 1 3 in the loss in Baton Rouge.
Last 4 ball games, only 4 of 14 beyond the 3-point line. He is a confident shooter. He makes 1, he might make 3 or 4 in a row.
Bulldogs have missed their last 4. Kane missed his first 15 threes in conference play. That's a great ball to the baseline. And then one right out to us. And a Georgia turnover.
You know, Cruz is maybe a difference maker for this Missouri team. X factor, so to speak. When he shoots it well, he spreads the defense out exceptionally well. Lets Mark Mitchell take lanes.
Early in conference play, Cruz was second best in the country from deep. He has fallen off since then. He's only shooting 27% in league play.
Scouting reports change when you get to the league, and the league's tougher. He doesn't find many open looks. A couple games I've done, he's had to force shots to get his shots.
Now T.O. Barrett comes in to help run the point for Missouri. He closed the game, as you mentioned, at LSU.
And he's probably had his 2 best games in Missouri uniform in the last 2.
Here's Trent Pierce, and he knocks one down, and Missouri's got its first lead of the game.
As good a shooter as you'll find in the country technique-wise. Catch and release, Trent Pierce at 6'10". Not many can get to the shot line.
Kane drives on Cruz, gets turned around. Dylan James pushes inside on Pierce. Back down by Georgia.
Surreal is so active that he keeps every ball alive. They got 2 or 3 bodies on him.
Bailey with an air ball from the corner. Tigers on a 6-0 run. Mitchell into Surreal. Running into a brick wall. And he gets it to go.
Tom, not many can guard Mitchell one-on-one. He's too good. The most potent offensive team that Dennis Gates can put on the floor is on the floor right now for the Tigers.
Georgia trying to find its offense after a quick start. Dogs have missed their last 6. Here's Smurf Millinder.
Boy, I thought he had a look. You got to take it when you get it.
Bailey. Wow. What touch.
Woo. A tough basket. Missouri doing a solid job defensively.
Instant Cruz guarded by Millinder is listed at 5'11". Barrett trying to work on James. And rejected by James. It's a great shot blocking team. Georgia leads the country in blocks.
Nearly 7 blocks a ball game.
Millinder gets turned around. Surreal, not a shooter from deep, hasn't attempted a 3 this season. Millender was looking for him. Instead, it's a screen for James, and finally shot clock taken away. It's Stone in transition. Pierce had his hands on it. Georgia's one of those teams that seems to come up with the majority of loose balls. They just play with incredible pace.
And they got a lot of guys with quickness, and that just doesn't mean by their feet. Hands, body, movement.
After missing 6 in a row, Georgia has now put together a mini run. And the 3 from Bailey.
Really an incredible pace to this game. Not many timeouts, not many dead balls. Tired bodies on the floor right now.
Still waiting for the under-16 media timeout. That will occur right here. Number 21, Georgia, back and forth affair, has eked back ahead by 2. Great Dominique. Mike White not happy with Pat Adams right now. I wonder what this could be coming out of a timeout. It's not a substitution situation. He got his guys.
No, a lot of coaches are trying to get in, whether they don't like the screens by Missouri, whether, things that we're being held on the offense, we can't make our cuts. Little things that coaches want to put in the minds of a referee to keep an eye on.
Catchings with the drive and the bump before the shot results in a foul on Missouri's Trent Pierce. And Catchings will be shooting 2.
And he has stepped up his game. Last 4, averaging nearly 16 points a ball game. Before the conference, he averaged only 8. So another guy that can shoot it from deep, and we just saw put it on the floor.
He's shooting from 50% from deep over his last 3 games. Last 4, just a hair underneath that at 46%. Basketball family, Grandpa Harvey played 11 years in the association. His Montaja is now an assistant coach at Illinois. You may have heard of his Aunt Tamika. Catchings, Hall of Famer.
Gene Poole's good.
Yeah.
Right, Sidney Sweeney?
That's right. I didn't know we were wearing denim tonight. Okay. Here's Pierce. Well, he's been stroking it lately. He's made out of his last 11. Theo Barrett and Ant Robinson on the floor at the same time.
Mismatch inside now. Mitchell. Guarded by Wilkinson. Good switch up, good handoff.
Now 5 to shoot. Barrett spins. And the last one blocked. He tried that. Blocked down by Georgia. Luke Northweather on the floor for Mizzou coming out of the timeout. They're able to get Northweather in with Surreal on the bench at the time. Here's Smurf Millender. Tried to lob it inside to Absent. And Mitchell ends up with the takeaway.
The lob has to be on one side or the other of the rim. Can't be right in front of the rim.
Northweather with the ball fake. Out to Barrett. Looked like Northweather had a pass to the rim.
Opportunity missed maybe by Northweather. Has not played minutes in the last few ball games.
And Wilkinson hits mid-range.
Smooth. Very nice. Boy, he had a terrific ball game against Arkansas. Maybe his best. 11 points and a couple threes.
11 points in only 9 minutes. They got a smurf on Mitchell right now. And now they switch again.
They will invite Mitchell to shoot the jump shot, but this is what he likes to do.
And Millender ends up with the rebound. Feed. Here's Wilkins on the run. And it kicks out of bounds. Well, he told you his nickname, Marcus Smurf Millender, 5'11". We will test his Smurf knowledge when we return. The parents thought I looked like Papa Smurf with that cap, and it stuck with him. I was shocked that he knew so many.
I was shocked when you walked in with all the pictures, and then he knew all that.
That's right. Robinson gets tied up. I just got a text saying I look like Gargamel. That might be the meanest text I've ever got. Here's Stone with a kick to Robinson for 3. Robinson got it back, and Phillips nearly lost it. You know how tall a Smurf is, right?
No, tell me.
About 3 apples tall.
Okay, all right.
And that is our Smurf segment. With him on the bench at the time.
Stay tuned for the second half, folks. Who knows what we'll do?
Wilkinson. He is an elite scoring guard for Mike White. And it's tapped away from Barrett, by Barrett, I should say. And Missouri with a chance to push. Stone left it short. Tigers have missed their last 8. A leak out and knocked away by Stone.
And I do think this, when you get a pace that's going back and forth like it is, shooters have a tendency to be short because the pace is so good. You get tired more quickly.
So the legs aren't there.
So as a shooter, when you get tired, you have to recognize you shoot the ball earlier in the shot. As you go up, release it earlier, you have a little more strength. Good pass by Blue out of the post.
And Catchings rips it.
Well, fun to watch Blue Kane out in his junior season. Understands how to play, develop year by year, better every year. Some games he'll score a lot of points. Other games he just understands how to play. That time he's in the paint all by himself. He kicks it out. Last year he might have shot kind of a crazy jump.
Yep.
Right on the money.
It's part of an 11-0 Georgia run, and they force another turnover, and the Dogs get it right back. Georgia ran wild in the non-conference. They had similar non-conference schedule to what Missouri had. There wasn't a whole lot of tests, but they were able to put up some wild numbers and then slowed down a bit, as is obvious in conference play. Catchings got tied up, kind of letting him go, and now Pat Adams with the whistle.
And maybe an inadvertent whistle, I can't tell.
Chatting with James Breeding. And there's 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Inadvertent whistle, according to Pat Adams.
Missouri very good at welcoming the pass to get to the corner and trapping it.
Surreal back on the court. Here's Kane. 5 to shoot.
Yeah, shot clock.
Got a step by Stone. And Mitchell lets the rebound come to him. Missouri's missed its last 8 after starting this game 4 for 5.
Ball is bounced quite a bit on the offensive end for Missouri. It's easier for a defense to guard people if you're just dribbling, handing off. Not many cuts, not many quick ball movements for open looks.
Well, Sebastian Mack off of the milk carton and into the game in the first half. Only played a couple minutes in that LSU game.
Yeah, that's the first action he had seen before the previous 3 did not play. Coach's decision. Transfer from UCLA. Dennis Gates might be trying a lot of things right now just to get something going offensively.
Already 19 different players have seen action in this game. Here's Ross.
I like Ross's game. I saw him play at St. Mary's. Not a good shot there. I like how he plays.
And Mack lost his footing and turned it over. That is turnover number 7 for Mizzou. Well, if Missouri has done anything right in terms of tempo so far tonight, they've allowed 0 Georgia fast break points to this place in the game, but 24.7 points via fast break per game for Mike White's team.
And Missouri's the #1 defensive team scoring, only giving up 74 points in conference play.
Ross shook Robinson. Here's Wilkinson now. Got by Stone.
Jeremiah's got that strong body. He's not tall, 6'1", but great thighs, legs, upper body, shoulder strength. He can push off, get his shot, free himself up.
He was 6th man of the year for the Cal Bears last year in the ACC. Here's Mitchell, mismatch with Kane. Extra pass for Stone, and now he's got Mack. Sebastian Mack was a starter in the first 5 games of the season. Fell out of the rotation lately. Another miss from deep.
And another ball short.
Tigers 2 for 9 from 3. Kane trying to shake. Didn't have anywhere to go.
That's a shake, maybe 1 or 2 steps. I'm not sure what's called traveling anymore. It's at whatever level we watch. Tom?
Get off my lawn. Here's Kane. Georgia on a 13-0 run. And We've got Surreal getting whistled for a foul away from the ball, and he's getting into it with Sean Phillips Jr. We'll have a chance to break it down and talk about it. Under 8 timeout. Shot to the head from Surreal.
After the review, the play will be upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. 0 White will shoot 2 free throws. White will have to go out of bounds.
And here's what they're looking at. Santos Surreal, number 2. And I think, Sonny, it was kind of the follow-through on Robinson, which made it less of a basketball play.
Yeah, the problem with Surreal, he's going to have to be more careful, because then you get a reputation, right? So if that happens, then officials start looking for more things than just that.
Brings it into a 13-0 Missouri run, not a, Georgia run, not a legitimate play in the ball. It was also excessive. Pick your column. Mike White works daily with Santos Surreal to keep his mentals right, staying that he's so valuable to this Georgia team, coming off of a 7-block performance against Arkansas.
Well, we saw what happened when he left the Florida game. He got kicked out of the Florida game early in that game. Gators went on to win by 15.
You mentioned reputation with the officials. I think other players know the reputation and find opportunities to pick on him as well, get under his skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Sebastian Mack, little floater.
And Mack's game is running downhill, going to the rim. Not a jump shooter. Hits floaters, tries to attack the rim.
Dennis Gates can be a little unconventional with his rotations at times, and so that'd be a bit of a surprise to see Sebastian Mack get this much run in the first half. He played 2 minutes total over the last 4 games. Millender needed another apple, left that one short. And out of bounds off of Baylor.
Type of game, Tom, that if either team could get on about a 3 or 4 basket run, Missouri could get back in the game, or Georgia can open this thing up.
Missouri against LSU cut the Tigers, the hometown Tigers, lead to single possession 3 times, but every time they cut it to a single possession, they would give up a bucket. Here's Mitchell. Tigers have been scoreless, or without a field goal, I should say, over 8 minutes. Where is Missouri at its best in the half court?
Usually when Mitchell's in the middle of the floor and you're spacing him out with Pierce, Cruz. In there now is Cruz and Stone. Mack, again, more of a driver, but that sometimes gets in Mitchell's way. You've got to let Mark Mitchell operate. Could be on the wing. High pick and roll. What you want is Mitchell to be defended one-on-one defensively. Now, Georgia's always sent another guy after him to double team him.
Here's Mack, junior out of Chicago, by way of UCLA. Beautiful bounce to Barrett.
Nice cut. Georgia defender turned his head. Easy 2.
Missouri only shooting 29%, yet Tigers only trail by 6. Bailey over the top of Mack, and Barrett tracks it down. Missouri will push. Here's Mack. Stone to Cruz for 3. Yes, sir. And to your point, Missouri right back in this game.
Body movement, ball movement. Didn't sit on the ground and dribble too much. Find your open guys, distribute it, let him make a decision.
Smurf Millender for 3. The Tigers looking to add to their run. They've scored the last 7. Wilkins reaches in on Mitchell. He powers his way in, and it goes. Another and 1 for Mark Mitchell, his 23rd of the season, and a free throw away from tying the game.
Mark Mitchell, basketball. If he gets out on the floor, he can run. Good bounce pass here for Barrett to make the hoop. Cruz doing what he does best. Wide open three. The Bulldogs don't want that to happen. And when Mitchell gets playing downhill at 6'9", again, can finish right-handed or left-handed around the rim.
Junior from Kansas City. Stagg from Bishop Mier.
Home of Mark Pyle, one of the Stagg's greatest alum.
I appreciated his brother Gomer. We're tied at 20, under 6. Catchings pushes off for a mid-range. Nice play.
A nice answer. Catchings has that confidence in his game.
Stone hadn't gotten it going yet from Missouri. Barrett downhill, kicks into the corner for 3. And Stone with the offensive rebound, trying to spin it off the glass. Here's Georgia with a chance.
And they should have numbers.
Kane lost the handle on it.
And Wilkinson will like this matchup.
Left Cruz in the dust. Stone. Good help defense for Missouri.
And you know what? Wilkinson went too far. You crossed it, you got to shoot it. And what a pace, Tom.
Yeah. The crowd wanted to will that one in. Catchings from 13 feet.
What a solid first half for Catchings.
And Mack took a shot to the face.
I just saw
he's bleeding.
I just saw the officials wanted to break.
Could be. Do we have a line change for the guys in stripes?
Slow it down a bit.
Missouri trainer Chris Parent taking a closer look at Sebastian Mack. Well, you better come into a Georgia game with plenty of personnel. Otherwise, you're going to have heavy legs late, too.
It's constant.
Here's Mitchell. Now, I asked Mike White last week, when did you decide that this is the tempo you wanted to play once the roster got set, and what binders did you pull from your past? Here's Cruz again. Just missed his last couple. Pierce there over Kane. Oh, wedgie. And it'll go back the other way to Georgia. And Mike was talking about wanting to run in the past. His third year at Florida, they were leading the nation in scoring early in non-conference play. Then they ran up against that really good Porter Moser Loyola team and another ranked opponent in front of them that really grinded it out. And he said, I made the mistake. I quit on the tempo that I wanted because I wasn't sure it was going to work. He's committed to it now.
He's committed, and the players are committed. They understand their minutes and their roles. And what that does is gives every one of them confidence.
Stagg just into the game as an offensive board for Georgia. Wide open corner 3. Tigers have missed their last 5. Cruz. They're tied up by Millender. Wilkinson with the steal, 4-on-1. Smurf Millender in transition. Yeah.
Modern day basketball. 4-on-1, pull up from 3,
That's right.
Shoot it in.
27-20 is a Georgia lead. 20 different players have played, and Smurf Millender finds a bucket for the first time tonight. Pull up Jay, and it's a 7-0 Georgia run.
They had a cartoon there.
They sure did.
Couldn't wait to see that Saturday morning.
Animated Jackson 5.
Yeah, it was really good.
What's Jermaine's hair like in the animation? Because he's had a
Tito
look.
and Marlon and Jermaine. Michael doing his thing. I think they solve mysteries at times.
Mitchell goes right by Millender. That's not the matchup Georgia wants. And Mark Mitchell has 9.
And at times, if you switch everything, that's going to happen. Mark Mitchell acted like Smurf wasn't even there.
That's right. Here's Blue Kane. And he really got it going late in that game against Arkansas by going to the mid-range and getting to the rim and playing fearless.
So good off the bounce. The one he had when he went to the middle, put it behind his back, and fade away on the baseline.
10 different Georgia players have played. 7 different Bulldogs have scored. Barrett lost it. Mitchell helps him out with the cleanup.
So there was a switch and a switch and a switch. And you had Millender again trying to block out Mitchell. And I believe Dennis Gates is doing it purposely, right? Every time they're going to try to get that mismatch.
Five to shoot. Millender on Robinson. Picks up his dribble. Blue cane at the end of the shot clock. And a foul on the floor against Missouri.
Mark Mitchell, tough to defend. And if you put a smaller guy on him around the rim, he's probably going to finish. He's got to keep a bigger body on him. On the offensive end for Georgia, Tom, when the ball sticks, when the ball just bounces and sticks, and there's not as much movement, they're much easier to defend. When the ball moves, or at least they're penetrating and kicking, then they're moving defenders. And guys have better avenues and better lanes to get shots.
Georgia's assist rate awfully low tonight. Only 3 assists on 11 made field goals. Here's Surreal back on the floor for Georgia after he picked up that flagrant a few minutes ago. Catching is no good. Pierce back out to Robinson. See if they get those switches for Mitchell again.
I thought they missed Mitchell just one-on-one. Let him go to work on Surreal without anybody on that side.
They don't switch that. Stone now dumps it off. And Mitchell misses from point-blank range.
Surreal so strong. Almost squeezes the air out of the ball.
Cruz got a fingertip on that one. Georgia leads by 5. Here's Robinson. Hesitation. You can't do that with Surreal hanging out.
Woo! Goodness.
Volleyball's playing in this building now, right?
There are some people that kind of like to block shots, and then there are others. Now, here's a block by Cruz. Kind of a tap block. And watch this one. Ant's going to go slow and hesitate. Not so much. Not so much. Wow.
8th in the country. 2.7. Well, 2.7 blocks per game overall, and that number is better in league play.
And you saw him against Arkansas. 7 blocks in that game. 6 blocks against Auburn. Most guys don't have 7 blocks in a season.
Yeah, he's different. Backs up on Robinson. And Robinson hits the jumper.
Missouri fans would like to see Anthony Robinson get his offensive game going just a bit. Make some shots. Get some teams involved.
He had a good game against Georgia last year. Pumped in 15. James jump hook, no good. Pierce secures it. Mark Mitchell has made 5 of 6 shots. He's on the bench right now. The rest of Missouri just 4 of 20. And Pat Adams says Georgia basketball. And we might get a conference here.
That'd be interesting if he overturns it from where he was standing. He was
deep on the right wing, and the ball was on the left baseline.
wow.
Now Mike White could challenge this. Talking to his video guy.
I honestly think Phillips just threw it out of bounds. Huh.
3-point lead. Mike's going to hold on to that challenge. 39 seconds left in the half. What do they say? Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie, Tom.
Well, we've had a breakneck speed, but the conversions haven't followed the tempo, in large part because of 16 combined turnovers. Georgia's shooting just 37% from the floor.
You know what, Tom? It's conference basketball.
SEC plays
Tough to get in a flow. Nice
This
pass.
league plays more close games than any other conference in college basketball. Ross couldn't convert, but it'll say this direction. Shot clock off.
Georgia getting some pretty good looks.
Yeah.
Because of their penetration. Wilkinson that time put it right on the money, and Ross didn't deliver. And Mike White's going to get a timeout to get one last set play.
Dogs hit 10 threes in the first half against Arkansas. Came back down to earth later, but they've already shot 15 of their 31 attempts have come from behind the arc. Sonny, they're not a great perimeter shooting team.
No, but they're not getting any fast break points, right? Missouri's getting back defensively, and Missouri's turned it over when the ball's gone out of bounds. So there haven't been a lot of steals going the other way. Now, when they've penetrated and kicked, they've found open three. They haven't made them. You take a look at these numbers, that fast break number tonight, they have not been able to get out and run and get some easy ones.
And only 4 free throw attempts for Georgia so far tonight. They lead the nation in free throws made, second in attempts. The shot clock is on.
And if you're Georgia fan, because all we talk about is their offense. Well, it hasn't been great, but their defense has sure been good. They've held Missouri to 26 points with 23 seconds left.
Here's Surreal. Shot clock was off, but then coming out of the timeout, they put 20 back on.
Set it back to 20.
Ross trying to find Wilkinson, and Stone picks up a cheapie. That's 13 left.
And Mike White just yelled, same thing, same play. They're going to get right back to it. It looked like they were trying to get Wilkinson the ball up top.
Wilkinson second on the team with 5 points at 2 of 5 shooting so far.
Remember, he hit the first one of the game, the first 3. Been pretty quiet.
Barrett back on the court for Mizzou. Here's Surreal. And they'll get it going. Oh, right through the hands of Wilkinson. Barrett with the takeaway. Stone! It won't roll home. Surreal has it. Now Georgia with a midcourt heave. Ross in and out. The last 12 seconds fitting of the first 20 minutes.
Wow, missed opportunities on one end and then the other end, and here we are, 3-point ball game.
We're going to get oxygen. Chance for the boys back in the studio to break it down. Peter Burns, if you were a Globetrotter, what would your nickname be? Made those shots in the first half against Arkansas as they built a massive lead, but they were prone to giving up runs. In fact, they gave up a 20-3 Arkansas run in that game on Saturday. Robinson for 15, rebounded by Ketchum.
Interesting first play of the game, or first play of the second half. Point guard controlled the whole thing, shoots the fadeaway. I don't think that's the strength of what he wants to get done at that lead position.
Cruz lost his footing but got the rebound. No numbers from Mizzou. But Mitchell gets a baseline drive. And then Catchings with the strip. Stolen back by Stone. First bucket of the night for Jaden Stone.
Great hands by Catching, lazy pass by Catching.
Wilkinson fouled on the 3 by a 3-point shooter. Cruz wants a replay. He can't replay a foul.
So here's Mitchell with the strip by Catchings and then the bounce pass. I don't think he saw Stone at all. Alert play.
So here's Jeremiah Wilkinson, 77% free throw shooter.
Should be a better free throw shooter than 77. Put him in the mid-80s. That's where we ought to be.
What's the secret to being a great free throw shooter if you have the ability to be?
Well, there's a repetition to it, obviously, concentration, and then you just get in your own mind space when you're there. I think the best free throw shooters that I've known took pride in making free throws. And if you don't score a lot of points, when you get there, you think this is a way I can score some points.
And he hit all 3. And Pat Adams warning the guys to keep their emotions in check. And Phillips and Surreal trading paint.
I think we just stop for 5 minutes and let them go. How many basketball players you ever seen fight?
It doesn't happen very often.
Oh, so let's let them go. Let's have some entertainment. mean, they're both just throwing elbows right now. They're just chucking each other in the chest.
It'd be a bigger loss for Georgia if Surreal gets into foul trouble. And he's done that a ton this season. Oh, wow. Phillips decided to fade away. One touch, and he's talking about I didn't know that was a bear that could get poked.
Hey, and what are you talking about, Tom Hart? He looked over here and said, I better stay on this floor. Oh, no. Here we go. They cannot keep their hands off each other.
I feel like I'm at an 8th grade dance.
And this is a terrific move. Phillips doesn't score a lot of points, nearly 8 a game. But if they can pound it to him and he get a bucket.
Some wide bodies to throw around that weight. Robinson grabbed a fistful of jersey, come around the screen, and Blue Kane has it rim out after the putback attempt. Mitchell, lob. Oh, what a finish! Sean Phillips has come out of his shell. The boldness of Mitchell to throw a lob to the 7-foot, 250-pounder.
And it didn't quite look like he was there for the lob, but the only reason he wasn't because he got bumped out of the way by catching. Fabulous catch and a finish. And then some words and a head nod to the opponent.
I am the captain now.
What Smurf would he be?
Giant Smurf. 7-footer, 245.
And this is where it becomes interesting. 47% free throw shooter. Money. Money.
You think he's got some confidence right now?
Oh, my goodness. Hey, I'm watching him. He's popping around Muhammad Ali style. He's shuffling his feet.
Never floated like a butterfly, but Missouri's got its first lead.
Bulldogs need to answer.
Whipped to Kane, but a foul goes against Georgia.
Was it Phillips again? I think he dropped Surreal in the lane.
Oh, you're right.
Dennis Gage is trying to think, hey, you're playing well, you got to keep yourself in the game.
It's a second personal on Cruz. Officials want to make sure they had the right number, I believe. Talking amongst themselves. Wilkinson can't get by Barrett. 10 on the shot clock. Surreal will offer a screen. Here's Wilkinson from the logo. Got it.
Remember, he got the 3 free throws, which gets a shooter going on their confidence. Good penetration by catching the pass. Wilkinson right on the money. Lazy steal. Lazy pass.
And the result is a foul on Mitchell.
Yeah, lazy pass by Barrett. Catching's did a heck of a job to try to keep Mitchell away from the ball. Some of those calls could go either way, but I thought they had that one right.
I haven't seen this many people upset at Columbia since they closed Streetside Records. Here's Jordan Ross now to run the offense for Georgia. Wilkinson looking for Surreal on the lob. Instead, takes it himself. Surreal fouled by Phillips. Who does the chaos benefit in a matchup like this? Missouri taking on a ranked team at home.
Well, normally chaos helps the home team because it involves the fans. They become much more active in it. If you're a veteran team, kind of like Georgia, maybe.
Georgia has doubled up on Missouri on offensive rebounds. That was their 10th, and now Surreal back to the free throw line. His only points today have come from the charity stripe.
And crowds get involved, Tom, either if A, the home team's playing well, or B, they don't like an official's call.
Yep.
Right now, they're all part of that, and everybody has been eyeing Surreal and Phillips matchup. Probably good that Phillips comes out for a while so we can focus on the rest of the game.
I don't know. It was kind of fun. Like, how often do we get focused on the two big men in the game anymore?
Hey, let's clear the floor, put him in the middle there at the Tiger. They had the wrestling coach, Brian Smith, out here at halftime. Let's put him right there.
Yeah, go Tigers.
And let him go.
Yeah.
And let him go.
Tigers have made each of their last 3. Mitchell, the lefty, spins to his strong side, got bumped off balance, and Surreal commits his second personal.
One of the things Mark Mitchell does, he gets his body into the defender's body. Even if you're playing straight up, kind of hard not to have contact. So then you've got to rely on the official, maybe to blow that whistle or not blow that whistle.
Mark Mitchell. 66% from the line. He is approaching 100 made free throws on the season now. Last year, Missouri was second best in the country in made free throws per game. That has dipped by 3 points a game, and the ranking has slid precipitously in conjunction with it. Mitchell knocks them both down. Missouri trails by 2.
And Missouri only shoots 67% as a team. That's dead last in the SEC. Nice pass.
Ross gets it rejected. Stone came from out of nowhere. Barrett. Oh, it goes in. T.O. Barrett, fan favorite. He's tied it and gets a chance to give Mizzou the lead.
So was the ball going in anyway, or did Surreal tap it in? Would have been goaltending if so, but here's the pass by Stone, who made a fabulous block. Finish by T.O.
And a 3-point play for T.O. Barrett.
Tom, we are in for possession by possession game. It's just under 17 to go.
Feels like a heavyweight title fight. Here's Catchings around the corner. Banks it in.
He has shown us everything on the offensive end. Spot up 3, dribble drives. That one a floater off the glass. Keep an eye on Mitchell, Surreal guard Mitchell. Mitchell's very good, tough to defend, and tough to stay in front of.
They tried to lob it into Cruz with the mismatch, and Kane was there to help. But Missouri did a great job using Cruz as a post-up guard in the home win against Florida, and their undersized backcourt. They haven't been able to get that going tonight.
And number 25, Justin Absent.
20 of Missouri's 38 points have come in the paint tonight. And 2 more. Pierce has a 3-point opportunity.
Outstanding pass by Barrett. Pierce, 6'10", right under the rim. Barrett understands the mismatch. Blue Kane supposed to be there. Absent supposed to be there. Absent wasn't there right away. Terrific pass.
Only the 7th free throw attempt of the season for Pierce, who missed the first 13 games due to injury. Missouri essentially at full strength since they got into conference play. Kane can't answer. Barrett the board. No look to Pierce. One-hand hammer for Pierce. Timeout, Georgia.
Get it done. Missouri, on the other hand, coming off a loss on the road, they want to protect home court. They've got one great road victory. The game you did at Kentucky on the 15-2 run to end that game.
Georgia shows a little zone for the first time tonight. This league is so jam-packed that it feels like nobody's going to go on a run. Last year, 5 different times a team won 5 games in a row or more. Stone for 3.
Hard to keep Stone down because he's an outstanding scorer. Only his second bucket of the night on 7 attempts.
Wilkinson forced that one with a hand in his face.
Yeah, not a good shot. Probably the most we've seen Pierce aggressive off the bounce.
And out from the corner. Man, we got everybody on the floor. Largest lead of the game for Mizzou, up 7. Wilkinson again. Yeah, got that one.
He was set. Good rebound by Kane. I'm glad T.O. Barrett bounced up because he went down hard. He looks like a defensive back anyway. Thick, strong. Tom, does Blue Kane just get things done?
Yeah.
Stuff isn't, not big numbers all the time, just right place, right time.
Mitchell banks it in.
Good defense, better bucket by Mitchell.
Think about this for Blue Kane. He has started every game for 3 years now. That turns into a fadeaway that falls off. Absent cleans up. To get through that many starts in a row in this modern age of college basketball, between slumps and bumps and bruises.
Incredible, and the best part is he's at the same place for 3 years. His running mate, Silas Emery, went up to UConn. Put some other guards around Blue Kane, but he's having an exceptional year.
Pierce off of the Nikes and out of bounds.
And I think maybe it's Blue Kane that got his hand on it to knock it off.
So Kane gets a breather, and Bailey returns for Georgia. Wilkinson and James take a seat as well. But it's interesting talking to Mike White about his rotation and how he can throw guys off if he doesn't stick with it.
Yeah.
But making sure he gets the personnel and it's all planned at their spots in the game.
Well, players then understand it. And when you don't get that minute when you're supposed to get it, yeah, it does throw you off. We see it a lot in the NBA. That's more of an 8-minute rotation.
Melander got past Cruz. Out to Bailey. Dylan Cruz is injured. Cruz tried to block the shot. He missed it and stumbled hard. And is grabbing his left arm. Oof. The way he was holding it, I was afraid it was his shoulder, but maybe he just bounced the elbow off the hardwood.
Funny bone, maybe?
Really nothing funny about it, if you think about it. Who came up with that nickname? Tigers have turned it up. They made 8 of 9. Here's how it played out. Cruz is trying to close out.
I think they should have had you back when the world started and they came up with terms. Because you'd have said, well, we can't call him that.
The players under review. The previous players under review.
And what, Tom, do you think we're reviewing? The possibility that Cruz was kicked on the jump shot? I don't. That's what Dennis Gates was saying when Cruz went by.
That it was a trip? Trip or a kick?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you this. Maybe I don't know the full rule book. I know most of it. Would that be a reviewable illegal thing?
It could be reviewed as a flagrant if it's not a basketball play.
Okay, so you go up. I mean,
let me ask you this.
That's what shooters do right there.
As a jump shooter,
yeah,
would you ever think to intentionally kick your leg out against the defender when you're in the process of shooting a shot?
All right, here's why you do it. Because the guy coming has timed it better than you timed him. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So as Bailey's going to release back, he's in trouble. That jumper is going to be, Cruz has a chance to get it. So now what you do as a shooter is, how do I get contact? How do I get out of this? And you do spread your feet. You do try to kick.
So the question would be if it could be deemed flagrant, and I can't imagine that it would rise to a flagrant.
So then let me ask you this. If they do a flagrant one, Georgia got a bucket on that.
The ball was, yeah,
They
you
caught
take
it.
the bucket off.
Well, they caught it, laid it in. I mean, missed the first one, then made the second one.
But it obviously occurred after the trip,
bucket, yeah.
if that's indeed what it is. Huh. Here's another look at it.
I mean, it's a play we see a lot.
Pat Adams runs the
There
show.
is no foul on the play. It's a play on.
I think
It's going to be Black's ball.
in the basketball world, it's a basketball play.
It helps from that regard that Cruz wasn't injured. So essentially what Pat Adams is explaining is we can't referee that from the monitor, meaning we can't assign a foul to it. If we called it live, we could have assigned a foul on the jump shooter.
That makes sense.
But it hasn't risen to being flagrant, so it's a play on.
Yeah, makes sense. Gave everybody on the floor a little break, catch their breath.
Kept the fans riled up. Full court pressure. Abson got the bucket after another putback. It is the 13th offensive rebound for Georgia tonight. Mitchell immediately drives. And Georgia made contact with the ball while out of bounds, I believe. I think Mitchell wanted a whistle and a foul.
Gotcha.
The Georgia defender must have had a foot on the baseline or across. But Mitchell's reaction was one he thought it was going against him. Tigers are plus 14 in the paint. Whew. Millender almost picked his pocket.
Yeah, fortunate. Millender should have kept going. I think he could have had a steal.
5 to shoot. Robinson left alone. Short.
How well has Missouri got back defensively? There's not been a lot of opportunities for Georgia to run and find early and open looks.
Only 6 fast break points for the Bulldogs tonight. Millender, whistle, and he's going to the line after the foul on Stone.
Foul call on Missouri, number 17, Jaden Stone.
Some of the smaller guards for Georgia have not been able to finish the play at the rim, and Millender had a chance that time. He got bumped, but he still had either hand to finish the layup.
I was talking with Smurf before the game today when we weren't talking about Smurfs, talked about his opportunity here at Georgia. He's been a starter his entire life. And we talked about 6 men in this league. I said, you know, there have been guys off the bench who've made the league. And he's in the running for 6th man of the year. Malik Thomas at Arkansas, the freshman's given him 15 points a game. And how about Pop Isaacs, a double-figure score for A&M?
You know, you look at Pinkins, what happens in 6th man, when you get to the end, you try to figure out who really came off the bench.
That's right.
Ole Miss is now starting Pinkins, and A.J. Storr, who's playing great, is coming off the bench in conference play.
And Jaden Stone has been a starter and off the bench as well. Robinson, there's contact with that 3. He went down. Here's Phillips looking to go high-low. Why not just go high? Sean Phillips is having a night. And he's letting Santos Surreal know about it. The lob, Surreal returns a favor.
Santos Surreal.
The two bigs are going at each other, Tom.
They are. This is fun.
Everything we thought it would be.
It's like a throwback game. Mitchell was fouled on his way in. It's the first on Bailey. Not a good night to be a rim because they have been ripped.
So we talk about the guards, not so much tonight. Phillips on one end. He's barking at Surreal. Surreal says, right back at you.
In the last 11 minutes at Bud Walton, they're going to have their 3rd consecutive loss.
Somewhat common in a league like this. You're going to go through a stretch where you lose 2, 3, maybe 4 in a row.
Foul tip is there. Missouri dominating in the paint. Hello, Sean Phillips.
Exactly what did not happen for Missouri down at LSU. LSU had 16 offensive rebounds, 21 second chance points.
Oh my gosh, Surreal went down. Phillips was involved, or at least nearby. The foul will be on Robinson. Santos Surreal suffered a rib injury in the Arkansas game at right there, right where he is grabbing right now.
The two bigs continue to exchange blows. We'll spend a lot of time, I think, reviewing.
The play on the floor is the common foul. The play is under review.
There's Robinson with the chuck, and Phillips follows. It's like offensive line going high-low and getting flagged for it.
And then he had the LeBron reaction. I mean, he got hit in the chest, but his head went back like a... It's a foul. I think it'll stay as a foul. Don't you? Or do you think it'll be flagrant? Crowd says flagrant.
And Mitchell wants a flop.
No, the crowd says not. Yeah, it's a flop.
Now, keep in mind, Santos Surreal, 6'11", 260. However, he does have a rib injury from the previous game. And if you get hit in that same spot, it may not matter. I mean, Willy Wonka could hit you there and it's still going to hurt. You're not buying it?
Well, does your neck snap back like that?
Foul on Zero White.
I'm just curious.
It's a common foul on Zero White.
I think they got it. So they got Anthony Robinson with the first foul.
Yeah.
And then Sean Phillips just gave him a love tap, which they used to do a lot more of in the old days.
You think these guys could play for the Bad Boy Pistons?
I'm chuckling on that one.
So Surreal at the free throw line. He was extra motivated to play against Arkansas on Saturday. He had originally signed, or committed at least, to John Calipari and that staff when they were at Kentucky. Energy is not a problem for Santos Surreal. Dennis Gates, he is not happy with Cruz. Cruz screwed up the substitution, and he told Phillips that he was out. So first miss from the line for Surreal.
So you want to be a basketball coach, huh? Cruz was supposed to get somebody else.
That I totally understand Dennis Gates being upset in this scenario. Did you not hear what I said?
But okay, then why wouldn't you put Phillips right back in now and switch it up?
Fair question. Yeah.
Tom, it'd be fun to get back to some basketball. Some pace, some open shots.
Barrett rejected. Surreal just swallowed that one up.
So athletic, so quick off his feet.
He was a four-star recruit coming out of Overtime Elite. Spent a couple of years there. I think, and I haven't found anybody who tracks this. I might have to ask the Georgia guys. I think 90% of his blocks come with his left hand.
Why do you suppose that is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought last game it was because the rib injury, and he wanted to limit stretching the right side of his body.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just more comfortable. Here's Mitchell. Heck, maybe his left arm's longer than his right. Stone for three. Robinson the rebound. Cruz has time. Tigers got three mulligans, hit them all OB.
Oh my.
Stone. Mitchell left alone. He can do that. He leave him alone. 4 of his 7 makes from deep have come in league play. Surreal goes down hard again.
And those are good fouls because Surreal is 53% free throw shooter. So make him earn it at the line. Bulldogs are going to have to find an answer, Tom, because Missouri's slowly getting a little bit of a feel inside their home building. Making shots. You said that was Mitchell's 7th 3 made on the season, 25 attempts.
And how about more than half of those coming in league play? So here's Surreal.
Substitution for the Bulldogs, checking in number 4, Marcus Millender.
Smurf Millender back on the floor. Surreal 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Samto Chukwu Surreal. Goes by Samto.
Smooth. Good night from the foul line.
Dogs put on the press. Here's Barrett. I think of Barrett and Robinson sharing the backcourt.
Well, I tell you what, defensively they're tough. Barrett's better offensively, getting the Tigers into something offensively and creating because he gets to the paint.
Mitchell gets inside. Cruz or Stone, who do you want to give it to?
I'll say Cruz.
Little shake and no finish. Barrett the board. Mitchell leading the break. 3-on-2. Cruz for 3.
The roof was going to blow off Tom.
Smurf Millender brings it back to life.
What a huge bucket. Because they were close to thinking they have not taken a quality shot for a while.
Tigers shooting 50% this half, but only 2 of 8 from 3. Barrett drives on Kane and lost his footing, and that'll be a foul on Blue Kane.
Georgia. 0. Cruz. That's his first personal. 17 foul. Checking in for Georgia, number 1, Kareem Stagg. Stagg for catching.
Kane picks up the foul. He's got 7 rebounds to lead Georgia tonight.
Tired bodies, and when you're tired, what you do is you retie your shoestring.
Is that right?
On one and then the other. Either that, or sometimes you check and make sure your contact's in your eye, even if you're not wearing contacts.
Don't tell me you tried the contacts trick.
Better than coming out being tired, right? So T.O. Barrett took a little break, tied one, tied the other, catches his breath, goes to the free throw line.
They'll get another one. So you mean to tell me that you turn to the ref? My contact got knocked out. Everybody's feeling on the floor.
No, you'd have a teammate check your eye. So you're catching your breath.
Big fella returning.
You don't suppose officials know that you do or don't wear contact?
Yeah, how would they? Barrett 22 of 26 from the free throw line this season. His mom was a soccer star at Oklahoma.
Younger brother Amari, senior in high school down in Oklahoma City, trying to win another state championship, committed to Ball State.
Kane with an air ball. He's not having a good shooting night. 0 for 4 from deep and 2 for 11 overall.
Blue Kane's shot was almost like, I have not been able to get a shot. It's my turn.
Guys get anxious.
And you won't win that way.
Barrett tried to dump it off. Phillips walled off, and it's stolen away by Stagg.
Good defense. Now see if Georgia can get a good possession.
12th turnover of the night for Mizzou. Long step for Millender. And then a hit to the face by Surreal. Is it Phillips? It was. It's a 4th on Sean Phillips Jr. I don't want to suggest that Samto Surreal will not have a long career on the basketball court. I would only offer that if he doesn't, WWE would be a great stop for him.
So match number 1 would be with Phillips. Phillips and Surreal would be really good. Just see which one comes off the turnbuckle.
Now the Georgia staff's going to convince this officiating crew to take a further look at it.
So the
because he was
crowd
hitting the head.
and the crowd here in Missouri, I did not see on the scoreboard, Tom. I have not looked up because we were doing the game, but it must have shown on the scoreboard because there was a reaction.
And I think two things can be true. Surreal was acting a little bit, and he just took a glancing blow to the side of the face. And Mike White is saying, I don't care how hard he hit him.
Correct.
He hit him in the head. You got to go to the monitor, and it's got to be flagrant.
The call on the floor is a common foul. The player is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
Might be a long night. What time does D. Rose close? 4-point Mizzou lead. Over LSU, won that one 79-61.
The play will stand as called. It's going to be a common foul on White, number 15.
They keep it a common foul. Mike White got him to go look. Surreal took a hand to the face from Phillips, but they didn't upgrade it. Peter must be a Doritos guy. Here's what it looked like. Did you watch the Golden Globes?
I did not. Oh. You think that should work? I watch soccer, though. Seem to have reactions like that in the soccer.
Yeah, I think so.
On the pitch.
I was talking to a trainer. This was actually a couple weeks ago when Florida was in town, and I was hanging out with the Florida staff, and I said, let me ask you, Mr. Athletic Trainer, when do you know to sprint out on the court or on the field when a guy gets hurt? Because sometimes you athletic trainers rush out there, and sometimes you just stand there on the side. And he goes, I worked soccer for 4 years. I don't run after any injuries.
Probably got to know your personnel, right?
That's right.
Official's not happy either. Pat Adams has just been hollering at guys to tuck in their shirts. Everybody seems to, Missouri guys seem to be pulling their shirts out. I would listen to Mr. Official.
I would say we got guys getting hit in the face. We got guys going down hard, and we're worried about
Shirts.
Yeah.
But if that's what he wants, I'd tuck mine back in.
Missouri can go on a run. It'll be blouses for Georgia. Here's Stone. Another offensive rebound. Phillips is exerting his will on Georgia. Stone. Nice.
Simply a score. Averaged 20 points a game 2 years ago at Detroit Mercy. Last year at West Virginia, sat out with an injury.
7 points, team high 7 boards, and a team high 6 assists for Stone. Guarding Kane.
Nice. Good patience. They needed a bucket. Boo Kane's been better tonight off the dribble than standing and shooting.
Who do you run a play for here?
Well, they've had success, I think, Stone off the top right here, trying to get a mismatch. But Georgia does a great job of switching everything.
Entry to Phillips. And Cruz gets whistled for one. It's the third on Jacob Cruz.
And we have free throws the rest of the way. Both squads.
So you're telling me it doesn't matter how sticky the smoked wings are? I am not getting any of D-Rose tonight.
They'll set some out on the plate outside, out back.
All right. Here's Smurf Millender.
We'll call David up and say, hey, just a plate.
Leave it out back. Put it on tinfoil. I'll be back.
Substitutions for Missouri, checking in number 11, Trent Pierce. And number 25, Mark Mitchell.
Missouri came into today among the first 4 out on Joe Lunardi's bracketology. Missouri did not pick up the non-conference wins. They needed to be on the right side of the bubble. Dennis Gates telling me earlier this season, listen, this schedule is by design. We needed to build confidence. We needed to build chemistry. We got a bunch of guys that are learning how to play together. And then if they could have gotten one of Kansas or Illinois, but they didn't. They didn't get one of those premier non-conference, including Notre Dame. They did While Minnesota pretty good. Here's Pierce. Another offensive board for Missouri. Barrett whips it to Stone. And I think Dennis's point about the schedule is our league is so good that if we take care of business in the league, we'll be fine. And we'll be in the tournament. We'll have a resume that the selection committee approves of.
And I agree. Each coach needs to get their team ready for conference play. Some schedule a bunch of great games, some don't. And if you play in a great league, yes, you're going to have a lot of games to win. Now, if you're a bubble-ish team at the end, and that strength of schedule jumps in there.
Kane gets Stone in the air.
How about that for patience? Now, Blue Kane is 6'5". Understands his height advantage over certain guards. And so when he gets in the lane, he doesn't get in a hurry.
He's got 8 points and 8 boards. Georgia back in front. Thanks to a 6-0 Bulldog run. Tigers have missed their last 4 field goal attempts. Stone. Does a falling Stone get a loss and go to the free throw line? And it's the third on Surreal, and that's worth watching.
I wonder if Mel Brooks would ever do like a basketball movie. Partner, you could you could have a starring role.
1,000 points for Stone. What would it be called? Blazing Nets?
He's got some of the greatest movies out there. Some young people are listening thinking, who is Mel Brooks? Folks, look him up. Get on Netflix and watch the movies and laugh. Might be offensive in today's world, I'm not sure.
I think some of it for certain. We've had 6 ties and 8 lead changes. Kane, mid-range, fall away. Nearly fouled, didn't get the whistle. It is off of Missouri. And back to Georgia.
I think it's an absolute perfect position for Georgia to be in. Up 1, 5:25 left.
Hey, here's what's really funny. Dennis Gates is going to take a timeout. He initially came out of the coach's box saying he wanted a replay. That came from his bench, said to challenge him. He wanted to challenge him. But then 3 different Tigers looked at him and said, no, don't do it. We hit it out of bounds.
And rarely players do that, don't they? They always think they didn't hit it out of bounds.
Millender got Barrett on the move. Got Barrett in the air. And rolls home.
Smurf in the paint.
Dancing Smurf. Hair better than his average so far. Here's Stone. Ketchings bodies him up. Pierce, baseline drive. Wow, that was an aggressive take. Kane out to Ketchings.
What a catch.
Oh, what a finish.
Whoa. Spectacular, not only from Blue Kane, but the catch by Ketching.
Dennis Gates takes a timeout. Georgia has claimed a 5-point lead by turning up the defensive pressure. Missouri has missed its last 5. Georgia has made 4 of its last 5.
Blue Kane with another rebound. He's got 9 rebounds in this ball game, and the pass out front. Phenomenal hands and eyes by Ketching, and then he finishes with a flush.
These teams are going after each other like they're old-time rivals. Very few of them played head-to-head against each other last year. In this series, Missouri has the advantage. In fact, the Tigers have won 7 of the last 10. .433 to play in regulation. A little slower in terms of scoring than where Georgia wants to be. what is their identity in terms of winning lower scoring games?
Yeah, but that's okay on the road. I think this, when a high scoring, high octane team tries to win a conference game and they're not on all cylinders offensively and they're leading by 5 on the road, let's give credit what they're doing defensively. They're active, they're switching, they're talking. They've been able to kind of contain Missouri. Missouri's not been able to get any runs, fast break points second half. And it hasn't been easy for the Tigers to find open looks in their half-court sets.
Neither team shooting better than 40% tonight.
Good matchup here, Blue Cane on Stone. Stone's terrific score.
Lost Kane. And it's knocked out of bounds by Missouri. Or pardon me, by Georgia. Tigers offense stuck in the mud.
Keep an eye on underneath out of bounds. Remember, they got the lob the first time, but that was Surreal was not in the game.
They go right at Surreal. Mitchell with his right hand. 3-on-2 the other way. Millender finds out. Wilkinson wanted it in the corner. Instead, the other side. Catchings can't cash in. Missouri's offense has run into some headwinds. Here's Stone. That'll get him back on track.
That's pretty pure. Comes off the bounce, rises up. He's a high jumper. Former track athlete, 100 meter, 200 meter, long jumper. Terrific athlete.
Here's Kane. Little fake. Drive, reverse, left it short underneath. Keeps it alive. Catchings again. Surreal gets the rebound over Cruz. 3 minutes to play.
And Cruz basically had a hold of Surreal. Still got the rebound.
6 to shoot. Millender guarded by Barrett. 3, 2, 1. And another offensive rebound. Blue Cane short. Another! And Surreal gets the whistle. Foul charge to Robinson.
5 offensive possessions. This time down for Georgia.
Emotions high here in Boone County. Georgia clinging to a 1-possession lead, 2.5 to play.
They had basically 4 offensive rebounds, and that possession, 5 opportunities. Kept missing open looks. Now Surreal, who's been good at the free throw line tonight, goes back.
8 of 9 from the stripe for Surreal. Elias' season average at 53% coming in.
Man, that's smooth.
I asked Mike White last week, you got Surreal on the court at the end of games. He's obviously such a key defender for you. How do you protect against teams going hack and check? And he said, we had twice teams try it, and he knocked down the free throws both times. 1 to 2 that time. 1 possession game, 2.5.
Barrett with the basketball. Remember, his strength is getting the ball in the lane. Paint, finding guys when he gets there.
He closed out the LSU game at point. Jump stop. And he nipply gets it in.
6'4", 200 pounds.
On their feet at Mizzou Arena. They slack off Surreal. He hadn't taken more than 1 shot outside the paint all year.
Nice pass.
He finds Smurf Millender for 3.
What a pass by Surreal. Looked like he was stuck, nowhere to go. Pivoted, turned, found teammate. And Smurf knocks in a bomb.
4-point lead. Tigers need a bucket here as we approach the 90-second mark.
And can they keep Barrett out of the paint? Can Georgia keep him away?
Screen from Phillips. Stone.
Stone is a quick shooter. Likes to just rise above you.
2 on the shot clock. Fade away, 1 foot.
Wow.
A dozen for Stone. It's a 1-possession game again. Mike White wants a timeout. 15 seconds in the shot clock at the point of the timeout.
Tom, the shooting hasn't been great, but elite buckets at the end. First, it was Millender, and then Stone with the answer. And Stone took his time. Remember, he is a scorer, not just a shooter. Took it in. Blue Cane, good defense, but the elevation on the jump shot, perfect.
James Stone had to make an adjustment when he came to Missouri. Detroit Mercy, he led the league, taking 31% of their shots in league play. I asked about it earlier. He said, yeah, but that was a bad team. Now I'm on a good team. We got other guys who can do it too. And what a second half.
Well, he's done it all season long. He was injured in the Kansas game. He didn't play. He didn't play in Illinois. When he came back for conference, 20 at Kentucky that you did, Tom. He had 22 against Auburn, 20 in the loss against LSU. Very comfortable at taking big shots, not afraid of the moment.
Georgia basketball, 15 on the shot clock. What a scene in Columbia. Stolen away by Barrett. Georgia regathers. 4 to shoot. 1 to shoot. Catchings. And Cruz the board. Dennis Gates will take a timeout with the ball in the front court.
Tom, what hustle. Looked like Barrett had a steal. But Wilkinson gathered it, and it was, you couldn't believe that they would even get a shot up. The Catchings had a look. Good hustle by Surreal to get the loose ball.
And then you think, well, they're probably going to get another offensive rebound once they got the shot up.
Boy, it looked like Barrett had timed that perfectly. And here's where it gets interesting. Who can pick it up? Kind of thought that might go in. Cruz secures it. Now Missouri with the basketball. Down 2.
So where does Missouri go? They'll inbound right near the Missouri bench on that far sideline.
Well, let's talk about the strength. Stone shooting it well now, late in this game. Off the bounce, very good. Probably matched up against Blue Cane. Pretty good matchup. Mark Mitchell, tough to defend. When he puts it on the floor, the normal thing is he draw contact. Do you trust him at the foul line? Does he trust himself? That's a key. Barrett off the bounce. Can he get to the paint? Does he finish, or does he try to make a pass at LSU? He tried to make a pass, had 2 turnovers.
We've talked about this before. Dennis Gates is unconventional in the game situation. Sometimes he likes to draw a play for the guy you would least expect.
So if Trent Burns checks in, he's the guy that was going to. Yeah, he has done that before, and you talked to him about it.
There'll be no Burns. Let's see. And Mizzou sticks with the same 5. They've been on the floor a long time together.
So the key is you've got the sharpshooters, Cruz and Pierce, that if the ball is ever kicked out, they'll have looks for 3. You don't need a 3. But that's their strength of shooting the ball.
Tigers 3 of 10 from 3 this half. Mitchell will get it. About a 9-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Here's Cruz off the screen. Straight ahead 3. Got it! And Mizzou's got the lead. Shot clock off for Millender. 14 to play. Millender to the block. Cut off. Still cut off. And Mike White uses a timeout with 9.7 to play. to a few parties in Columbia. This is a pretty good one.
They drove a play for sharpshooter Jacob Cruz. Moving to his right, freed up that shoulder, and he shot it with confidence.
Deep dive, and the numbers tell you that Cruz is at his best straight away. And they drilled the play to put him in his comfort zone. So Georgia on the other side will come out of this timeout with 9.7 left in regulation. Wilkinson is their go-to scorer. They have been killer on the offensive glass all night. 19 offensive rebounds. How early do you take the shot knowing you're a great offensive rebounding team?
Yeah, good point. You got to take a shot for 3 or 4 seconds so you get an opportunity to get that rebound and put it back in. I would expect Wilkinson to have a look at this basketball, but expect Missouri to try to do something and take it away from him. The value of having ball handlers for Georgia that can all put it on the floor and all attack at different angles. Now, that doesn't mean they can't dribble, drive, kick out. The guy that can finish around off the drive would be Blue Kane.
It's been a chaotic night here inside Mizzou Arena. It has been wild from the jump. Dennis Gates wants to use a timeout. He didn't get it.
Oh, what a pass.
Now he got the timeout.
Timeout call by Missouri.
Oh, my goodness, what a pass.
Woo. Well, that was interesting because only one official was looking at Dennis Gates. The other one put it in play.
Wow, they put a bounce pass into the lane.
Okay, so my question would be, do you run the same play next time?
Boy, they get a good look there, but timeout.
Missouri.
So what they did basically on that, they made Jacob Cruz guard 2 guys. Wilkinson cut. He didn't take him. If he takes him, I don't know who's in that backside corner. Is that Blue Kane up top? See Blue Kane? So watch him cut. Now, here's the reason why that worked, because T.O. Barrett was already walking off.
For the
So
timeout.
he knew the timeout.
Missouri is primarily a zone team on baseline out of bounds. Where do you find an opening regardless?
And they like to trap baseline out of bounds. The only success so far Georgia has had is throwing a little bit over the top to Surreal, and then coming around and getting it from him, and then attacking on his backside, turning into the paint.
If you have to throw it into the backcourt, you'll be going late. 9.7. Here's Surreal. Now Millender, 8 to shoot. 7 to play. Millender around Phillips. Fouled, and it goes, and he's going to the line.
5'11" versus 7 feet.
Never doubt a Smurf.
Count the basket for Marcus.
It's the 5th on Phillips. He'll head to the bench. One shot coming from Millender.
Make or miss, a lot of time for Missouri. No timeouts.
Millender perfect from the free throw line tonight, 4 for 4.
And if you're Georgia getting back, you've got to find the distance shooters in a hurry. Pierce, Cruz, Stone.
Georgia number 3, Jordan Ross.
Ross returns for Mike White, and they'll get Blue Kane off the floor.
And I expect Barrett to come fast downhill.
Georgia will not put a defender on the inbound.
And they took Pierce out. Anthony Robinson in. Not the shooter that Pierce is.
And certainly not the length. 2 to tie, 3 for a last-second lead. Stone will be unobstructed on the pass.
I think they want Barrett to catch it moving towards Stone and pushing him that way. If he's caught, Stone on a sprint can get the ball back.
Here he is, Barrett, past midcourt, 2 to play. Cruz, contested 3, short, and Georgia survives. The Bulldogs come into Columbia and escape with a victory. Tempers continue to bubble even after the buzzer.
What a win by Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia muddied it up just enough to force a contested shot from Cruz that was a good 30 feet away. Dogs will hit the locker room and then a happy flight home to the Classic City.
Take a look. We said they'll hit Surreal, then they usually have a guard coming around, but Smurf Millender takes it to the 7-footer, gets a contact and gets the ball around. What a victory for this Georgia ball club.
And a stunned crowd here at Mizzou Arena after Cruz had given him the lead with the 3. And Georgia defended that part well.
Yeah, they really did. Not a good shot. I mean, it's so far, so deep. I think I would have liked Barrett to go further, try to make a play. You're only down 2, trying to get it to overtime.
Mike White will get out of town ahead of the posse. Georgia escapes with a 2-point win. What a night in the league. Get to the studio. Here's Peter Burns.